those faxes tonight. Dr. Drew, board-certified physician, Dixon medicine specialist. Don't let the lofty title fool you. He's still a moron, everybody.
But listen, I'm a stranger in a strange land here, right?
No
like
S.
I'm supposed to know how to handle myself in front of these godforsaken cameras and things, right? You're pissed off at me about two things, right?
No. Yes. Yeah.
One is I blew a joke for you.
That's right.
All right. And the other?
This was we did the Hollywood Squares today, everybody. And Drew's a little pissed because we didn't get the kind of basket that we got last time. As a matter of fact, we got nothing. Now, I'm telling you, and I've told you people this before, when you go and do these shows, whether it's Hollywood Squares or Pictionary or Vibe or whatever show's hard up enough to have Drew and I on as a guest, you get a little basket. It's just Hollywood etiquette. They must spend hundreds of thousands of dollars a year on baskets.
If anybody wants a business, just
come to L.A. and open a basket business.
Yeah, there's got to be a level of efficiency that nobody's tapped. No. We'll start whining in a second.
These baskets, they range from sort of fair to excellent.
Yeah.
There's usually nothing bad about them. I mean, the least you're going to walk away with is a tote, a T-shirt, and a mug.
Yeah.
If you're a little hardened like me and Drew, that's not so bad. But you just give it to the kid who mows the lawn, and he's got a chubby for a week, right? But when we did now you come on our show, we throw a handful of Skittles at you when you leave,
right.
And you may get like a tissue paper, some coal wrapped in tissue paper. If. But that's our show. You don't really get anything when you come do our show. I think you may get a bathrobe. Right. You get a bathrobe that a whore at an Asian massage parlor would be embarrassed to wear. It's like paper thin.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm using mine for, but it's good. Like if you got like a mini bike or something and you store it outside and you don't want to get the seat messed up, you can drape this over it.
Mini bike. All right.
We're really the cheapest show around. But we go on these other shows. They got a budget. They give us some gifts. And when we did Hollywood Squares about 3 weeks ago, we got a spectacular basket. And Drew and I have not been in this business so long that we're hardened to some nice baskets. Geez, I don't know. I'd like to rethink that last statement. We're hardened to some nice baskets. Anyway, could be taken out of context. The point is what came in that basket, Drew?
I like a Sony CD player.
It was a Sony Walkman CD player that was so bold and innovative that the headset took a battery too for like the mega bass.
Right. And the like a $200 tie, beautiful tie.
Beautiful silk gold Italian, came in the Italian box there.
Okay, origami. What was that?
True, you're doing the worst job of describing what was in this basket.
Well, this is the kind of stuff that pisses you off. I don't know how to do this sort of thing, right?
Well, you know the items as well as I do.
It was a photo album.
A beautiful Japanese photo album that came in a box. It has some sort of theme to it. I haven't really looked at it, but it weighed a lot. And then a bottle of Moet Chandon champagne. Yeah. I pronounce that right?
Yeah.
Very expensive stuff, or fairly expensive bottle of champagne, right?
Yeah, and then an incredible pair of sunglasses.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not chintzy. You know, glass lenses, leather case. Yeah. Beautiful. I mean, this basket was $250.
Oh, no.
Oh, Drew, it wasn't more than that, please.
I had, and the tie was $150.
They didn't pay for it, though. They got some kind of deal. Anyway, when Drew and I were going back to do the Hollywood Squares today, which we just got done with about 4 hours ago, the big draw was the basket. Drew and I won another one of these baskets. We'll open ourselves like some sort of gift shop or something if we can do enough of these things. And no basket today. So Drew was pretty miffed. We both were screwed out of the basket.
I wasn't pissed. I was just sort of reeling. I didn't know how to react.
Yeah, we were stunned.
Stunned.
So anyway, now
this isn't what we started arguing.
What we were arguing about was back. The way Hollywood Squares works is they give you the questions before you get out there. They don't give you the answers. They give you the questions. You remember when you used to watch when you were a kid and you thought, man, that Paul Lynde is a genius. What a razor-sharp mind he has. There was a guy who wrote an answer for his question, and it was basically a joke, and then Paul went up there and regurgitated it like a mother bird feeding its chick. So maybe he was a smart man, but that wasn't the place
maybe
he proved
wrote his own jokes. Maybe. But he had the questions.
The point is Drew and I were heading to the stage with our little questions in our hands, which they kind of like to keep as a secret because they don't want you. They don't want the audience or the viewers to know that people are already pre-loaded with these questions.
So we decided to just talk about it on national radio. Go ahead.
Well, that's because the argument. That's your fault. So the point is we were walking to the stage, and someone from where? Hard copy?
CNN, something. Inside Edition?
Inside Edition maybe was backstage interviewing people that were heading for the stage, and they said something like, are the questions hard or something like that? And Drew just pulled out the blue slip with all their questions on it and said, no, we got them right here. We worked them out. And I just mentioned to him before we went on the air, Drew, probably not a good idea to wave the card around that says we all have the questions before we go out. That's not what they had in mind. And Drew said, well, they wanted the backstage skinny on what was going on.
Well, I would have wanted to know. It is. Hey, they want the backstage story. That's it.
Listen, you'd want Jack A to pull up her top and show us her boobs, but it doesn't mean she's going to do it.
In fact, they were going to come into our dressing room when we were doing the working out the questions, remember?
Liar.
Remember?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they weren't.
So obviously, they were looking for that guy.
They were going to come into our dressing room, except for Drew was a mess because we didn't get the basket, and he wasn't in any kind of condition to receive anybody at that point. I had to pull him together. He was a shell of a man.
Actually, now, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a well-done show.
Yes.
It's a great throwback.
Yep.
It's a good game and a good cast.
Yeah.
Well-written, good questions. Yeah, why they have us, I'll never know.
Yeah.
But, so I mean, it's
and they don't tell you anything to say or do.
No.
And they give you the questions. I write down my own disgusting answers or jokes, and they never say a thing.
No.
And good food.
Oh.
No, yeah. And good video games, huh?
You got to do...
No, where's that? All right. Natasha Lyonne from this... Oh, she just arrived from the slums of Beverly Hills. Jeez, I got to get into that, too. Jeez, there's so much to get into. We really got to work the calls out of this show, Mike. Can we do that? I just got so much to talk about.
Exactly.
All right. Oh, wait a minute. All right. Well, who do you want me to talk to, Adam? Natasha Lyonne was starred in the last Woody Allen movie, actually the one before the last one, the musical. And she's also the sassy, kinky-haired, big-breasted star of the slums of Beverly Hills. So she'll be in here in a minute. Adam.
Yes.
All right, you're 26.
So you had to survive that diatribe.
That's all right. It's good news. Lesbians, I love them. And mean, crazy women. And my parents were nice.
Mean, crazy women.
Yeah.
Describe what that means.
Just basically women that have had abuse in their past.
Okay.
And that don't...
So you're the fixer. You got to fix all this stuff. I mean, you're the guy that would date the stripper or the porn star kind of thing.
No. I don't think I'd do that. But I do like sad women. That just seems to be like an aphrodisiac to me. I love sad...
Yeah, there's nothing that pumps blood to the penis like a woman in pain. You know, Drew? Sobbing.
It's so true.
What's your mom like?
Very mild, very kind, and...
Was she sick at any time?
Yeah.
Ooh!
Uh-huh.
See, it was this sort of bonding or sort of connection with a wounded mother is sort of what I'm getting from you.
Uh-huh.
Probably when you were under the age of 7.
It was probably...
I'm going into my wallet.
What?
A little later than that. Probably maybe 10.
I bet something was even going on before that.
What happened at the age of 10?
She just developed diabetes. And so it wasn't, anything that was really affected her mentally or really physically, because she took care of it. And
hey, Adam?
It just,
Do you smoke a lot of pot or
no.
Just tonight? No? With that laugh?
I don't, man.
You got to be stoned right now.
You're just a surfer.
Really? You
I
surf?
live by the ocean.
There you go. It's the ocean. The ocean does the same thing as pot, by the way. The sun at the ocean.
It just mellows you out.
Yeah, there's something about sewage and salt that seem to have some sort of... And sunlight that have to have some effect on the brain.
Oh, yeah.
Einstein never lived by the beach, did he?
No. Well, Adam, listen. This is sort of under the broad umbrella of codependency. If something you want to do something about, look into it, maybe read about it, and try to get in some relationships that are not about rescuing somebody, and see how you handle it. Very simple, but it could be a lot more complicated.
Cy.
Hello?
Cy, what's going on?
Well, I have a problem. Can you, actually the question, can you straighten out your dick from masturbation since it can get crooked?
Cy, I think you got more problems than just that. What's going on?
Oh, nothing.
Cy, you're 15?
Yeah.
Going to high school, are you?
Yeah, this will be my sophomore year. I'm almost 16.
Mm-hmm. How you doing in school?
I make A honor roll.
Really?
Yeah.
They really got to reevaluate that.
What that means.
Yeah, imagine who else is getting in under the cut there.
You have a curve.
What?
Do you have a curve?
Yeah.
Or are you afraid you're going to get one?
No, I have one.
Okay. That's normal, Si.
Okay.
Okay. And
Well, it depends how much. Now, gooseneck's not normal, right, Drew?
Gooseneck? You mean a double?
Yeah. Like an elbow.
Well, the main thing is whether or not there's pain with erection or trouble sustaining erection. And there are operations that can be performed to take the curve out, but they have to do it by shortening the side that's on the outside of the curve. Bring it in.
Oh.
See that?
Yeah.
And it's something you certainly wouldn't do at 15, and most people would elect not to do unless they really had some functioning problem.
How do they shorten that side?
With a knife.
Ow.
They just tape a knife right to it?
No, they just cut out the piece. And there's...
I feel stupid.
I think there's evidence that vitamin E can help decrease the scarring and the plaque formation of that sort of thing like Peyronie's. And...
Si, do you think some of that Nivea's got vitamin E in it?
What are you talking about? Speak English.
Si,
What?
you know there's this vitamin?
Yeah.
It's called E.
Yeah.
So it's different than C,
Yeah.
but it
comes after D.
comes after D.
Yeah.
400 units.
Say if you eat that, it might help you.
There's no, manual thing you can do?
There's no need.
Oh.
Okay?
Si, how much curvature would you reckon you have?
Not much.
All right, well then what are you worried about it?
This is my original
Bugs
point.
me.
Yeah, Si, what... do we get into
Si, you sure you're on the honor roll?
Yeah.
Are you anything else going on in your life?
Not really. Smoke weed.
Yeah, you just don't sound...
Let me tell you what Si sounds like. You know when, Aquaman gets trapped under a big piece of coral, and he's telling,
Loses his strength.
one of the guys on the seahorses to go for help, and he goes, must get to surface, must find...
Space Ghost.
Right.
Yeah.
When superheroes, I don't know why, but only superheroes, when they get trapped under stuff, they leave out connecting words.
Yeah.
That's what sounds like Si.
Yeah, Si, don't smoke so much pot. That is a much more serious issue than curvature of the penis. I guarantee you.
Well, the curvature of the penis issue will go away as soon as you're not. When you're stoned and looking at your penis at 15, that's trouble. You know what I'm saying, Drew?
I'm telling you, I dug out the article for AM, which showed... you still have that article? Frontal lobe...
Engineer Mike smoked it, I think.
Frontal lobe shrinkage in males under 15 smoking pot.
He was out of rolling papers.
That means your brain actually shrinks.
And let me tell you, kids, something. Drew, you don't know about this, but I do. When you're stoned at 15, it's a whole different thing than being stoned at 35.
I bet.
Like when you're 35 and you're stoned, you go, hey, I'm stoned.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting on my sofa, my car's got insurance, and I'm watching my TV.
Right.
It's no big deal. I'll get up tomorrow. I'll go to work. When you're 15 and you're stoned, you're like, I may still be an astronaut. I haven't gotten laid. I don't know if I'm going to make the JV team. Your head's just spinning around. Some big kid at school wants to kick my ass. Man, imagine being stoned and there's some guy who wants to kick your ass. My folks are a pain in the ass. My uncle touched me when I was 4. You know, you go nuts. At 35 now, you get stoned, you just put your feet up.
Your point is?
It's better at 35 than 15. Paul.
Yeah.
What's going on there? You're 30 years old there.
Yep. I got this girlfriend I've been seeing for almost about a year now. It's getting kind of serious. And about 10 years ago when I was 20, I made 6 gay porn films because I needed some money. And I don't know if we're thinking it's looking like we might get married or something. And I was wondering if, should I tell her this?
Are you gay? Or were you gay?
I thought I was at the time. I was kind of messed up. Then I kind of realized.
Why were you so messed up? Or I don't mean to make that a superlative, but I mean, why such confusion?
Well, I had a problem with drugs, mostly marijuana, and then I've been abused.
You've been abused. Okay.
That's it.
Right.
The marijuana thing's not going to get you into gay porn.
No, I know that. I mean,
what have you done to correct some of this stuff?
Well, I got some therapy about it. I kind of realized I'd hit rock bottom, and then I'd gotten some therapy.
That was the name of one of the movies, by the way. Hit rock bottom.
Are you in recovery? Felix the Cat was featured.
You're not supposed to say that.
The Master Cylinder was involved. I can tell you that, Drew. but not as you remember him. Oh, please, don't laugh. This man's had some problems.
Are you in some sort of recovery?
Yeah, part of it I went through, Narcotics Anonymous, and then the sponsor got me into therapy.
So who abused you when you were younger?
I was my Pop Warner football coach.
Whoa.
No, you kidding me?
No.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not.
I swear to God, I was sitting in my therapist's office like 3 weeks ago, and I was almost crying. And I don't know why, but a friend of mine, Scott Whitman, a guy I played Pop Warner football. I played football with this cat for 9 years.
Yeah.
I met him at age 7, and I played all the way through high school with him, although he was a year older, so he left a year early. I played my 10th year.
Yeah.
But I played 7 years of Pop Warner football with this guy, and he brought over all these old, my family didn't hang on to anything, and I didn't hang on to anything, but he brought over all these old pictures and programs. I was, 9 years old.
Wow.
And I was just looking at these things, and I was looking at these guys, Coach Gallagher and Coach Napier, and I was thinking, these guys saved my life.
Yeah.
I mean, they never got paid. They took money out of their pocket, went to McDonald's, and, took the team to McDonald's. These guys were saints in my eyes. And I was talking about them, and I was almost breaking down crying, talking about what an impact these guys had on my life.
Yeah, this guy had an impact on my...
Paul, it's a little different scene for you. Where'd you play?
What? Tight end.
Oh, please.
Nah, I was on the line.
And, where are you calling from?
Portland.
Oh, you play in Portland? And how old were you?
I think I started when I was 11.
Wow.
No, the football abuse cup came about 3 years later.
And it was from the Pop Warner coach?
Yeah.
At 14?
Usually kids...
But at 14, something...
Yeah, usually kids that are had in that way have some significant pain at home. You know what I'm saying? Home is a painful environment. What was going on at home?
Yeah, my dad was in jail.
Okay. All right, so there's some serious stuff going on.
Yeah, because by 14, you're almost...
The cement's starting to dry a little bit.
Almost dry enough that you can't put that girdle
I did
down.
turn the guy in, so...
No, you did.
Right.
Good, all right.
And you're recovered in various ways and stuff. But
yeah, well,
it's interesting.
But
it's interesting how much it is the case. I was thinking about this, about violence, about sexual abuse, about becoming prostitutes. I mean, the children are completely at the whim of the environment if home is a miserable place. They just get lost to the environment. And if they are acting stuff out, they are lost to the worst parts of the environment, whether it's the violence of the gangs or the sexual stuff. I mean, that's where they go, because that's where that stuff gets acted out.
All right,
anyway.
So listen, Paul.
Yeah.
Your wife, your fiance, your potential wife, she's no connoisseur of the gay porn, is she?
Not that I know of.
All right, so she's never going to know.
Does she know you had some problems in your life?
Yeah, she knew that. Well, we talked about that I had some problems. I didn't go all the way down that I did gay porn, but got involved in drugs. But then I got out of it, and then she does know about that I got abused.
I wouldn't get into the gay porn with her.
No,
I just
but I mean, if we get married and then for some reason somehow finds out or something, well, why did you keep this from me? Other than the fact,
just going with the statistics. Has she got any momentum with alcohol herself?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Listen, here's what you do, Paul.
Yeah.
If, God forbid, you've been married for 10 years and one of your buddies or neighbors comes up and in front of her and says, hey, it's Jack Hungman. I know that. Hey, you immediately go back with, hey, who's watching the gay porn? And you just shout him down. That's all.
Shut him down?
No one's going to do that. You know how many gay... They probably make 200 gay porn movies a year. I mean, a day in this city in San Francisco, New York. I wouldn't worry about it. No one's going to know. They're different circles.
Make sure that you have settled the wreckage of your past and made amends fully. I would still work with a sponsor. I would check this out with somebody in recovery. I would not trust my own instincts on this one. She doesn't have to know every detail about the mistakes you made during your disease, but check it out with somebody in recovery, with some, so reflect it off somebody who has some experience in the disease, and be as honest as you possibly can, because as you know, you're in recovery. You're as sick as your secrets.
All right, but leave the gay porn part out. Nobody needs that. They don't need that. And let me tell you something about women. They'd rather have the straight porn than the gay porn. Whereas men
Get an HIV
would
by
rather
an hepatitis screen.
men would rather have the lesbian porn than the straight porn.
Yeah.
Therefore, making gay porn worse in my
Yes.
mind. And I don't know if you've ever seen the gay porn, Drew, but it's not pretty. As a matter of fact, I've mentioned this before, and I'd like to say it just one more time. At the nudie bars, I mean, at the... Mike, would you shut that goddamn thing off? It's driving me insane. I kind of have some sort of palsy.
We have a couple listeners from Seattle sitting there, and they didn't realize that actually this stuff happens in the studio. They're actually responding to something. They're like, "Oh my God!"
He's got the siren going. I'm having a flashback. Time I was arrested at the park. You ever go into these adult bookstores? They line up all the porn along the wall, and you make a very smooth and easy transition into the gay porn. There's no cone, there's no marker, there's no partition. You don't know it.
This is why you've examined this material.
So you're walking,
right?
you're walking.
Yeah, otherwise you would never have seen it.
You're looking, you have those boxes, like when a mule that pulls a cart, you know, they wear those blinders, and you're just walking, staring. You're in the Swedish stuff, you're in the big jug stuff. Then all of a sudden you get in this new thing, and there's like, it takes a minute to process. Like, hey, there's two dudes there, and there's, hey, where's the chick? Oh, the guy's penis, I see it's in, oh, please, oh, for Christ's sake. Oh, that's it.
Then you had to pull out and watch it. Is that
No,
Why have you seen this?
I had to move back to the other place. They put them all in the same store.
I've seen it though.
Oh, the movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Oh,
I've been around. Oh. All right, we'll be back.
Nobody moves, nobody gets hurt.
Oh yes, you'll hear Mr. Ice-T on the best of next week when Drew and I are out celebrating his birthday.
a long time ago.
Well, that's part of the best of. Natasha Lyonne is here. Natasha, we spoke to, she says 2 years ago on the TV show for Everyone Says I Love You, that Woody Allen, the only Woody Allen musical as far as I know, and I think I know all his stuff, so I'm going with the only. Natasha starred in that, and now she stars in the Slums of Beverly Hills, which is a movie you've seen plenty of ads for. She's picking the underwear out of her bottom when she's walking away. And yeah, I'll get to that, Drew. And it's hey, you know, I got to tell you, I've sat around. Here's all I can gauge anything by. I sit around and watch these movie commercials. I don't know anything. I don't read reviews. I don't do anything. And then whoever's next to me either says, "Dud," or they go, "Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Kind of like to see that." And it's all based on a 1 minute whatever, or if you're at the theater, it's based on, I don't know, a 3 or 4 minute trailer. But this one's getting a thumbs up from people.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
all right, let's go, folks.
I want to hear about this business.
All right, we'll get into that in a
we
second.
have the entire Pee Wee collection in our house, and my kids watch those damn videotapes.
Hold on a second. Jackass, you pointing at the thing that says Pee Wee on the paper does not bring it any closer to the people who are listening at home.
Oh my God.
Let me finish the damn interview with the godforsaken movie, and then we'll get to the Pee Wee.
She doesn't want to talk about it.
Yes, she does.
I'm
It's
dying.
her job to talk about it.
It's not just a job; it's a gift.
From Satan?
No, it's good. I'm proud of it, so I'm proud to talk about it.
I know, you're a little burnt out. They've been running you ragged.
No.
I'll tell you, she had, there was still a glimmer of hope in her eye when we saw her 2 years ago. Now she's just a hollow shell of herself.
God.
How old are you?
Now 19. I'm 19 now. I was 17 then.
No.
Yeah,
Oh, you
why?
can't be. You're too old. You're too young to be burnt out and cynical.
I'm not
Really?
either. Yeah.
See, when you come from New York and you're talented, you're 17. It's like 35.
I guess that's true.
See, like
Don't
here, we have a bunch of idiots. They live in like Huntington Beach, and they're guys in their 40s who you think are 15. In New York, it's a bunch of 15-year-olds you think are 40.
Deep.
Write that down.
Not really.
Alan Arkin is in this. Marissa Tomei. Have you worked with either one of those folks before this
No,
effort?
I hadn't.
How was that?
It was really positive.
Really?
Yes. I will, but I remember one time I was I saw you know, Alan Arkin and Carl Reiner and Rita Moreno, and they were all sitting around this table, and I was ready to walk into the shot, and that's awesome. That's what you know. That's why I do
surreal.
this.
Right.
Yeah. So that's kind of what the movie was like for me.
Just a good experience.
Yeah. Just like there's just genius everywhere.
All right. Well,
like
tell
all the other people.
Give us a little synopsis of the story.
Well, it takes place in 1976, and it's basically the story of of a young girl and her family who are forced to live on the edges of Beverly Hills in order to stay within the good school district zone, and so they live there, and all this stuff happens in between. There's like chaos ensues, and funny things happen, and life. I'm really terrible today.
But it's all
that's
set.
wonderful.
It'd be interesting to see it all set in the 70s. You know, all the.
Especially 76,
Yeah,
for those of you who are old enough to remember.
Let's see, I graduated from high school.
Oh,
Really?
my God.
Yeah.
What? That is, it's 1 in a million, Drew. I got to tell you. I know. Look how old he is. You
Where
still
Natasha
have,
goes,
you still have sex with him, though, wouldn't you? I mean, hypothetically.
No, she wouldn't.
Really?
No, I'm too old for that.
Oh, you are, but, I mean, you look at him as just an attractive, experienced man, don't you?
It's okay to say no.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know it is.
No, you're not into Drew?
No, I mean, I'm, sure.
Most of the guests are into Drew. I just thought I'd
Are they
get it
really?
over
No, I
with.
know
Yeah.
that. I know that.
So you're saying more into me?
No, it's not that. I've never been molested as a child.
Drew will still have you. He don't need to fix
Yeah,
everything.
I thought that was like the fixation in here. But not like you had to be molested to be in with the party.
Well, Drew's like a great mechanic, but once in a while he likes to hop in a Cherry Vet and go around the block. He doesn't
Well,
need to throw
yeah.
everything up on the rack.
Well,
You understand?
Vivian's got a large rack. She has, sorry.
Oh, Vivian. Yes, Vivian.
character.
Right. I was looking
That's
at
Val. That's Val.
you. Yes.
But she's got these, large breasts, which are part of the problem of her, coming of age, because they're kind of like a spectator sport within this family of men.
Did they have to pad the bra? I'm trying to take a look.
You can go ahead, just don't look, and that's enough.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, you look like
Visual.
you look okay, but you don't.
I'm wearing a padded bra, to be really honest.
I mean, it doesn't look like the stuff movie legends are made out of.
No.
Did they throw a couple socks in there?
No. They put, like, prosthetic silicone
Oh, really?
breasts.
Were you able to keep those?
No, I wasn't. I destroyed them anyway. There was, like, masking tape all over them. They were a mess.
All right, so that's out in wide release August 28th, and it's a limited release now. I guess that's L.A., New York, possibly San Francisco?
I don't know what goes on in San Francisco.
What?
L.A., New York.
Yeah, Los Angeles and New York City.
Okay. All right, now
Orange County.
let's do Pee Wee's Playhouse real fast. So Drew doesn't
we're
pop a cherry
we
over
have
there.
that going in our house constantly.
Really?
Yeah.
It's back on the air now, and the Fox Family Channel.
Oh, really? We've got
Yeah.
we got like 16 videos.
Natasha was one of the Pee Wee players.
I'm sure,
right?
Yeah, I was Opal.
Oh, okay. I'll have to go put it back in.
No, come on. They're the 3 little kids.
Yeah,
that
but they
run
changed through the series a little bit.
No, they don't change.
How many years were you on?
I mean, look, I was on it for just the original season. So I was on 9 out of 13 of the original episodes.
We've got about 25 of them now.
Are they the original?
You guys are
What does
hopped
that
up
mean,
on
original?
goofballs. It's a whole family.
Drew, have you seen the originals?
We've got that one that's got 13 in it.
All right,
we got
Drew,
another
do you understand this is going nowhere now?
forget
No,
it.
but I saw Paul Rubens recently, and he gave me his business card, and we're gonna have dinner tomorrow night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the one where you were
Keep
looking
an
at
eye
the
on him.
dinosaur mouse hole.
Yeah, me too.
See?
That
Okay.
one, that was a hip show.
She's looking at dinosaurs. What?
The dinosaurs live in a mouse hole in the wall.
Yeah, in the Pee Wee's
And
Playhouse.
she was sat down there and started looking at the dinosaurs, rolling an egg or something, or
rolling an egg.
All right.
An egg
I don't want to break up the garden party, but I had to go to work. I didn't sit around and watch kids frolic.
Great show.
It was a
Rich,
great show.
Yeah.
you're 16.
Yeah.
Thank God they got that Pee Wee off the street. So all we need is guys masturbating. Thank God they sent 4 guys from
We're being facetious.
4 guys down there to buzz him. Rich, what's going on?
Oh, no, okay.
Hello? Oh, okay. Well,
What's wrong with our callers tonight, Drew? There's something wrong with them?
It's not just tonight.
Oh, it isn't? Okay. You're lucky it's not just tonight, Rich.
okay.
What's going on?
Well, for about 6 months now, I've been seeing this much older woman. She's 10 years older than me.
You're 16.
She's
Yeah,
26.
she's 26.
Huh.
Where did you meet her?
Where did I meet her?
Wait, who says that out of school tutoring doesn't work? Did you see that kind of calculation that went on with Natasha?
26.
16, 10 years older, blah 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 blah. Care of that. 26.
Where'd you meet her, Rich?
I met her at work. I work at a fast food joint. She's my superior there.
All right, so that's not right, is it?
What?
That's already not
It's
right.
fast food, though. Who cares?
Manager. She's the manager.
It's the workplace, but it's a workplace that involves a deep fry machine, so it's okay.
It's also sexual abuse at that age. 16, she's 26, and it's a management.
It's consensual.
But think about the double
Rich.
standard.
No, it's not. It doesn't apply. Look, how about that 13-year-old was with his teacher? Right? Was they having kids?
Lord. Yeah, well, she was nuts. That doesn't count.
Well, we got one here, too.
Hey, Rich.
Yeah?
You feel like you're being used?
Really?
Why are you calling?
Why am I calling? Because she's pregnant. And her parents are pushing us into marriage when I'm old enough.
Where are your parents?
When I'm 18.
What do your parents say?
What do my parents say?
What do your parents say?
Stop repeating our questions.
Am I talking to you, Pinhead?
Well, they don't know yet.
They don't know yet.
They don't know yet.
Oh, boy.
I suggest you tell your parents.
Yeah?
Let me settle the score all the way around. Oh, yeah.
She don't want to have an abortion?
They're Catholic, big time.
I would blow a gas.
She obviously is a very pious woman, banging the kid behind the counter is 10 years her junior. Yeah. I can see, well, she's a woman of much conviction, and it's hard to talk a woman with that kind of conviction into doing something like an abortion. That's a sin. All right, why don't you just give the kid up to adoption?
No, that's right.
Well, what's
Sorry,
fun?
this thing just came out.
Well, I mean, you don't want to be a dad, do you?
Well, no.
Do you want to marry this woman?
Not especially.
What a horrible environment for a child to come into.
The fast food environment.
If the woman really is committed to life, I mean, it's a horrible sacrifice for her, but I mean, adoption is a fine way to go. But I think, listen, you're underage. Your parents need to know about this. That's the bottom line here, and that will settle the score a little bit. I'm telling you something, if I were the parents, I'd blow a gasket.
All right. Let me just give this little tip, this little tidbit, because I know we got a lot of young, horny male listeners who are trying to get laid. They're about this guy's age. Stop talking. I'm telling you, the women come to you like bees on a jar of honey if you just stop talking. Because every guy we talk to gets laid when he's like 15, 16, especially when he's getting someone who's like 25, talks like that. Long gaps.
Yeah,
they can't
what
form a
is that?
sentence. The guys who talk fast, they never get laid. The guys that talk fast, they go like this. I'm 17 and a virgin, I'm really dying to get a woman right now, but right now I don't feel I have a desirable woman that's not attracting me, but there's this one chick named Sheila, I'm really interested in her. And the guys who got laid, like, yeah, I got 4 girlfriends. I had sex with all of them this week.
What do your parents think? What do my parents think?
What do my parents say? They're cool. Women love a guy.
So much better without your makeup on.
Women love the guy. Well,
It just struck me why you guys were like, more attractive this time.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually get. Well, I'm wearing a little eyeliner. I gotta be honest with you.
No, it's just been scary. Men in like thick layers of makeup is really intimidating to me.
I know.
But I am doing the Kiss movie, so.
This week we're doing it in tights, by the way. But were you doing the Kiss movie?
Yeah, I just figured I'd throw in a plug.
They're doing Kiss the movie.
Yeah, it's called Detroit Rock City.
Oh yeah, it's
And they're
hot.
making it. And, the band Kiss is in the movie, and as am I. I went to Gene Simmons' birthday party last night. It was in a strip club in Beverly Hills. It was hip.
Really?
Yep.
All right, we got stuff to get into, and let's go to break. We'll get back. I'm surprised they haven't made this movie 10 years ago, and I'm wondering if Gene hasn't been sitting on it or trying to get someone's been trying to buy the rights. I know he's
I guess they have, but now it's definitely going, and it's New Line, and it's set in 1978, and it's pretty hip.
beauty. Oh, you must have so many bell bottoms and corkies from the movies you've been doing lately. All right, those are pants and a type of
Yeah,
shoes.
I know. It's
Okay.
research.
I was going to say espadrilles, but I know it's a little rainy.
That's not nice. Deload.
All right, we'll be back. And phone number 1-800-LOVE 191. Slums of Beverly Hills is the movie. Natasha Lyonne is the star of that movie. Out in wide release August 28th. Now, right before we left, Natasha, for break, that is, Natasha was saying that she was going to be in Detroit Rock City, which is the Kiss movie.
Yeah, that's true.
When's that slated to come out?
I guess it's only going to begin in late September, October. So,
What
probably
part?
for a while after that.
What part do you play?
I'm Christine 16.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a song, Drew.
Christine.
I don't remember the rest of the song, but I'm guessing she was hot and looking for love. Never. She's Christine. She's 16. She's a virgin. She plays the cello. She's Christine. She's 16. But you know what? Guess what? She looks like she's 22.
Studies hard.
Yes. Daddy doesn't know what his little girls do. I love when they write. Why don't they write more songs about young chicks who seem like they're older, and guys bands taking on the road like they're some sort of outlaw band, you know? Or on the run.
I'm considering starting a band, though, a punk rock band called the Mad Kikes.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
I like that. I'm thinking about branching out.
Yeah, you guys play a lot of bar mitzvahs.
Yeah, exactly, especially in Japan, like Jewish bar mitzvahs in Japan by the Mad Kikes.
Quite further.
Mickey, you're 24.
Yeah, hey, how's it going?
Good.
I'm wondering, I guess it's a medical question. I used to be...
the Unleavened Dead. That'd be that's like my funk Jewish soul group.
Unleavened Deadheads.
Yes.
You don't need that.
All right.
Mickey, what's up?
Hey, I used to be an IV drug user, and I recently, a friend of mine that I used to do that with, and someone I shared needles with, told me that he's been diagnosed with hepatitis C. And so I guess I'm wondering if there would have been, like, if I would have had any symptoms at the time.
Generally, none.
None,
generally. Generally speaking, I mean, fatigue is something people can get down the road, but IV drug users frequently have that really chronically after they get off drugs.
Yeah.
It is really just a question of getting the blood work done to see if there is persistent inflammation of the liver and or evidence of the virus.
Okay.
It's about 3/4 of the time, 2/3 of the time, it becomes a chronic infection. A significant percentage of those will get cirrhosis and even liver cancer, and it is a treatable condition and maybe even curable about 30% of the time. So it is something that you really need to look into. Interferon is typically used. Sometimes they combine it with ribavirin.
Okay.
And it's treatable. I mean, a lot of IV drug addicts don't understand that. They don't pay attention to it, and they get to it before when it is too late.
Yeah.
So time to go check it out is now.
Check it out. Okay.
Okay.
You just go get a blood test, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you have it, see a hepatologist, a liver specialist. Okay.
Okay.
All
right.
All right. Thanks.
Hey, there's I just thought of something, but the hepatologist is a liver specialist. The liver is sort of the body's filter, and then these new vacuum cleaners, they have the HEPA filter.
Yeah.
Does the HEPA mean anything, or is that just some sort of acronym and it's a coincidence?
Let's give it the dictionary. Let's see.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Mike, stall for about 20 minutes. Let me... It's an acronym? All right, go ahead. Look up HEPA, would you?
Have you ever heard about a gynecologist?
No.
Similar to a gynecologist in
No.
many ways.
No.
No?
No.
I was just wanting to know because I figured you're a professional.
But a herpetologist.
They have herpetologists?
Is
study of herpes?
No, it's like
study of plant eating. Herpetologist?
Herpetologist.
Is it a study of like plant eating dinosaurs or something?
Look it up for you.
Nicole.
Yeah, hi.
You're 17. We sort of want to make this show a learning experience, but not really.
Right.
Dealing with reptiles and amphibians. That's what it is.
Okay.
What?
Study of herpetologist.
Yeah.
Study of somebody who studies it.
Yeah, didn't I say that? Sort of?
What'd you say?
Well, I said herpetologist.
You said herpes. You said plant
You
eating,
said herpetologist. What's it say? How do you spell it?
Herpetology. It's a branch of zoology dealing with amphibians.
All right, I was closer than you were, Jackal.
You can't look up for gynecology.
I shall.
Look up HEPA. Look up HEPA. Nicole?
First, I'm going to for the guest.
Go ahead.
Well, you guys are awesome. I listen to you guys every night.
Thank you.
I was wondering, the feeling of excitement during sex, does it, for a girl, does it actually, come from the penis entering the vagina or the clitoris?
Sorry.
We have a female in the studio. So
yeah, and you want to? Oh, no. Natasha?
No, I'm not going to say
No, don't get graphic. Oh, please.
There is no need for me to be involved in this sort of thing.
You're the female.
You're the female.
I'm the female.
You don't have to talk about your own experience.
What's the question? If you get the pleasure out of the penis entering, or what?
She's wondering if it's clitoral stimulation or vaginal stimulation. That is.
Man, I'm just such,
me and my friend were talking the other day, and
this is Opal from Pee Wee's Playhouse.
I know.
I'm
I'm
freaking
even
out
feeling
about
violated. I think the sex part is generally the good part.
Well, what is the good part? I mean, where does it come from? Me and my friend were talking, and she said that it has nothing to do with the penis being inside. It's just like the rubbing of the...
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I mean, I've heard just because, I'm not very experienced.
What is that like that way?
It is different for different women. That basically the clitoris is the remnant of what would have become a penis if the Y chromosome had been there. So there's a lot of tissue that can be stimulated in that region, but it can also be stimulated from behind. The vagina is also rich in neurologic material that can be stimulated, more so in some women than others. And it's also part of the experience in a way that is
like
gratifying. It's more gratifying for some women to actually have the intercourse as well.
Hey, is that why, like, when you get fingered by a guy, you can't? It's not really.
It's nothing. That's right. It's not really anything. That's right.
Yeah. Listen, Nicole. I don't want to burst your bubble, but I mean sexually. But I didn't mean it sort of physiologically. I meant burst your bubble emotionally. I'm going to take a bat to that smoke detector, Nicole. I swear to God, I'm coming over there.
You hear that?
I was just wondering. I have another question.
No, wait, let's finish
Nicole,
this one.
hold on.
What?
Nicole.
Take that smoke detector down.
Is there a smoke detector in your house that's doing that chirping? Okay, could you go into another room, possibly?
What are you smoking, Nicole?
All right, go into the bathroom.
It's going to echo.
I'd rather hear it echo than hear that smoke detector.
Can you really hear it?
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on one second. Let's examine the question, can you really hear it? Let's just go ahead and break that one down for a second.
Wow.
Nicole, I'm going to kill you if you don't get rid of that damn thing that's chirping in the background. Can you hear it?
Can you really hear it?
Good part. Where does it feel good?
She doesn't know where we're bluffing. Yeah. All right.
Nicole's a little batty.
Yeah, we got a camera in the air vent. All right, Nicole.
Yeah.
You don't get a second question for that retarded comment you just made about us hearing it.
Before.
What, it goes all day?
Hey, listen. Don't you go insane with that thing going off every 10 seconds?
I kind of got used to it. I've been living here for like a year, so...
Oh, Nicole.
Just change the battery. That's all you got to do.
Actually, the manager said that it beeps because it doesn't need a battery.
He's trying to chase you out, I think.
He's gaslighting you, Nicole. He's trying to drive you insane slowly so he can move his in-laws in there. Nicole, is there an adult on the premises?
No, not right now.
Why are you living by yourself?
I'm not living by myself. My father works the graveyard shift.
Where's your mom?
I don't know in hell, I hope.
What happened there?
Wow.
Well, she was a big old drug addict, and when I was 7, she had a fit one day, on Mother's Day, of all days, and she threw my sister and I out because we weren't behaving well enough.
And you were 7?
Yeah, it was a couple months before my 8th birthday.
And your dad got you then, or what?
No, we went through that whole legal system, foster care, bounced from grandma's house to aunt's house to uncle's house for a while, for about 2 years. And then my aunt got me for like a year or two, and then my dad got me for a year or two, and then I got kicked out of school, so I came over here, and I've been living here since.
And when did you lose your hearing?
My hearing?
All right.
We were talking earlier, before we went on the air, about adaptation.
Yeah.
You know, she
No
just
kidding.
screens out the white
So,
noise.
Nicole, you're 17, but you're a virgin?
No.
No, because the whole virgin thing didn't fit.
But she's not getting any pleasure from sex. Is it?
That part fits. For a minute, I was confused and thought somebody from this background hadn't had sex yet, and I realized that was a ridiculous notion from doing this show. How many? When did you lose your virginity?
See, that part I'm not sure, because, like, when I was 13, me and this guy got into it and stuff, but, like, right when it went in, I told him to stop. And then when I was 15, I actually had the whole...
Yeah, right.
The whole thing.
All right.
I guess.
All right. Nicole? Number one, get a 9-volt battery for that goddamn smoke detector. Number two, the sex part, here's how it'll settle itself. It's no use working it all out because it's different for everybody.
Well, that's not the issue for her.
It's not the issue anyway.
Yeah.
Find a good guy, use a condom, have a loving relationship, and just work it out.
Wow, can you believe Adams gave that advice? I'm so proud of myself. I converted him.
Well, listen, I'm the kind of guy who leave a beer with a cigarette butt floating in it on my nightstand for a week.
Right.
But even I will not leave the smoke detector with the chirping go on for more than half a night. As a matter of fact, I just got up the other night and pulled my one off the ceiling. But the problem is I have two. I got one upstairs and one in the basement. Being the pessimist that I am, when I heard the chirping from inside my bedroom, I got up in my stupor. I walked down the stairs into the basement.
Change that one.
Dismantled the one in the basement, set it down, walked back up, got in bed, laid down, heard the chirping again, and realized it was the one just outside my bedroom door in the hallway. The manager said that meant the battery was fresh.
Doesn't need a battery.
That was a little baddie.
We got to go to break. Okay?
Okay. All right. I'm gonna re-examine my life, and we'll be back. Yeah. You is. Hey, is my mic on? All right. Natasha Lyonne is here. The Slums of Beverly Hills, the name of the movie. Got to take a little 10-second top-of-the-hour break. Just 10 seconds. We'll be right back.
This is Loveline.
It is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That's the studious one, Dr. Drew. Natasha Lyonne. You remember her from Everyone Says I Love You, the fabulous genius Woody Allen made that movie. And, oh, my God, I went and saw There's Something About Mary that everyone's raving about.
Oh, yeah.
Not that funny. A lot of sight gags, a lot of goo gags.
What's a goo gag?
A lot of just like jizz humor and stuff. And I swear to God, weak in the dialogue department, very weak. Meanwhile,
you're stuck here on this damn radio show.
I'm stuck here.
Slums of Beverly Hills is not at all like that. It's got
good.
I mean, but it does have vibrators and breasts and sex and like all those things. It has really good dialogue.
That's fine. As long as you weave it together
exactly.
with
It's got that.
the yarn of good dialogue.
Yes.
Yeah. Deconstructing Harry. Now that was a good movie. That was a funny movie.
What?
Had a lot of good dialogue in that movie.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
I saw that movie. I enjoyed that.
It sickens me that we live in a society where everything about Mary or whatever that turd was is boy, I'll tell you, everyone goes nuts for this movie. It's making tons of money, and everybody I have a meeting with can't stop talking about it. And it's really very weak. It pales in comparison.
Now, when you first saw it, you were lukewarm. You weren't calling it very weak.
Nah, because the more people say how good it is, the more I want to say how weak it is. That's all right. It had its moments, but Woody Allen it craps out better movies than that on a bad day. I mean, he has 25 movies that are funnier than that, much funnier. So all you idiots, go out there and watch those, would you, jackasses? Rhonda.
Yes.
You're 27.
Yes.
Stop shooting for the lowest common denominator, all you idiots.
That's our whole
See
culture.
something that's worth a damn.
Our whole culture is that, Anna.
Like the Slums of Beverly Hills. See the way I worked that into my tirade?
Yeah, I didn't know I wasn't really listening. But
Rhonda.
You got to start listening. I offered you cookies 30 seconds ago, and we're during the break.
Yeah.
I said, Natasha, you want some cookies? No, thanks. 10 seconds later. Can I have some cookies?
She's diving at them. Jumping over the console.
Yeah, baby. Pull it together.
I'm a mess.
Rhonda.
Yes.
All right, well, what's your question?
I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
27, and I guess I can't climax, I guess. I'll be doing it, and...
doing what?
Having sex. And, it gets really, really intense, and it starts to feel really good, and then all of a sudden it just stops and it goes away. And it's not like it doesn't feel good after that, but it's not as intense. And I'm not going, I guess. So.
Yeah, can women do that? Is there like such thing as like premature ejaculation for a woman?
I mean, is it?
It's just you don't masturbate, do you?
No.
That's the problem.
Drew can smell it when a woman doesn't masturbate. He walks down the street. We'll go to the airport, and women come on. No. Yeah. Maybe. She's too far away. She was eating a sandwich. I couldn't. I got a little egg salad mixed in there. It's hard to tell. Yep. No. None comes by. Yeah, I don't want to say. Rhonda?
Yes.
So, why don't you masturbate?
It doesn't feel good. I don't like to do that.
Yeah.
It's not like a complex thing. I'm not worried about it. It just doesn't do anything for me at all.
Doesn't make sense, right? Doesn't work.
No, it doesn't do anything.
Listen, I had those years too, but I worked through them. I pushed through them. I doubled down. I recommitted myself to masturbation.
I mean, if anybody wants...
Yeah. See, we're keeping it real, me and Natasha.
If you want to understand the difference between men and women is could not be more specific than right here. Where a man, there's no such thing as a man that has to find a special place or, even though you're kidding about doubling down. I mean, look, just a mechanical thing and it happens. For a woman, there
special place for a man could constitute the stairwell in between the outdoor parking structure.
That's right.
You squeeze one off there.
That's right. Or your grandpa's funeral or something. I mean, that's
right.
A man is a purely mechanical event. It doesn't require any emotional connection. And for most women, it does require a certain sense of something specific in terms of trying to connect with an intimacy.
I get the feeling something's going on with Rhonda, though.
Yeah, I kind of get that, too, I got to say. And that's, of course, anything that blocks the ability to be emotionally open will impair the ability then to function.
Something going on with you, Rhonda?
Like what?
Like, is there a reason why
See what I'm
you're
talking about? What is that?
kind of shut down here?
40%, 50%?
I'd like to find out. I mean, I've had stuff happen to me when I was little, but I don't think that it's affecting me.
What happened?
I had a lot of stuff. Family stuff.
What happened?
My brothers did some stuff.
Sexually?
Yeah, and my dad when I was older, when I was about...
All right, so that's profoundly
Did you let her finish, or how old?
Well, when I don't remember when it started with my brothers. I know I was really young, and my parents knew what was going on, and they didn't do anything about it.
That's insane.
And then my dad, when I was 13, right after my mom left, he started doing stuff.
All right, so this is profound.
Oh, that's not a blip on the psychological radar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's heavy. As a matter of fact, brothers and dad,
Wow,
that's it.
It's a grand slam.
Right.
Huh.
And although you've organized your personality and your emotional world in such a way as to make and adapt to life and make life comfortable, it still has a profound influence. And this is one of the ways it's influencing you. You're becoming aware of it anyway.
Yeah, Rhonda, there's definitely something up here. And it's just, you got to work it out. But you're not going to be able to work it out sexually.
Right.
You got to work it out psychologically, and then that'll free up the sex stuff.
I don't understand how to do that, I guess, because...
It's not by yourself.
Pretty good.
You what?
I thought I'd been doing pretty good with it.
You probably are.
Well, you may be real functional and everything, but I got to believe it's affecting your relationships.
Right, which is really the most sensitive ground for symptoms pertaining to this sort of thing. I mean, that's where who we are in our relationships is where you really see stuff.
So let me just get something straight. Your brothers, plural,
Yeah.
sort of tampered with you sexually when you were younger.
Yeah.
And then your dad got things started when you were 13.
Yeah.
And you never have sought any help for this?
No.
Okay, because that's, it's almost impossible that you not be greatly affected, and your relationships be greatly affected by those episodes, unless you seek a little help.
Right.
Well, probably what's happening also is that when you first start having sex, like, you're actually excited about it physically, but then, gradually you start, to think, and maybe your brain starts to go to, like, other places.
It's all that powerlessness.
Yeah, it's hard to concentrate.
So that's why at first it's good, and then it's just a mess, because it's your brain.
Well, it's all back to that trauma.
Yeah.
Everything's resurfaced, and there's only so much you can...
Where's your dad now?
He's in California.
Oh, that's nice.
I moved to Phoenix so that I wouldn't be around the family.
Right. I'm guessing...
much better here.
I'm sure.
These are...
a lot together more than it was, but...
Were these your older brothers?
Yeah, they're about 10 10 years older than me.
Dad might have been doing stuff to the brothers, too.
Sure.
They're my half-brothers. But
They got themselves some kids and started themselves a family.
My brother has a daughter. And
fantastic.
About that, but
that's great. Well, we got to keep it going, you know. We got to have a little daughter. Yeah. You ever curious about what's up with him and his daughter and that kind of stuff?
I worry about it, but I mean, I can't do anything about it.
You can't tip off adult protective.
I don't even know where he is. I know he was in the Army, but I just would rather just not even.
All right. Well, listen, you got to take care of yourself. I understand. You got to get into this, Rhonda. That's it. That's everything. And how dare you call up here and when I suggest that something's up in your past, you try to slough it off. Please. That's big. It doesn't mean you have to totally stop your life and quit your job and everything. It's something that's you got to work on.
Well, I don't understand. Okay, if it's affecting me, how come sex feels good at all and I want to do that? I mean, if it feels good, how come it's not?
Yeah, because you're human, and it affects different people to different degrees in different ways. There's sort of various patterns that can manifest in this sort of thing. And you know, one of the ways that this could manifest is becoming sexually compulsive. That you pursue it, endlessly, and attempt to gratify yourself, and unable to do so because you can't achieve any genuine intimacy.
Some women have that. They usually knock it off by the time I start dating them. Not charm right out of that sexual compulsion. Yeah. Jane.
Hi.
Hey, you're 17.
Yes, I am.
You were molested ritualistically when you were 4.
No, but my smoke detector is going off. Can you hear it? No, just kidding. Anyway, here's my...
That was the funniest thing I've heard all day.
Thanks. Yeah, and I've learned a lot from your show, too.
That's not a joke.
That's not a joke. No, I'm being serious.
You're a funny woman.
Thanks. Here's my problem. I'm thought of as the mother of all my friends. When they have a problem, they come to me. Recently, my friend's been dating this guy who has been through a year of college, and he made it a goal last year to have anal sex with a girl.
That's nice.
Yeah, and
now, is that something you write on your calendar, or is it just sort of an emotional commitment you make with oneself? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And your daily affirmations.
Yeah. If you're Buddhist, would you chant for anus? Num yo ho renge butthole. Num yo ho renge butthole.
So he made it a goal, and the girl he had done it with was at a party, and he completely humiliated her, and she ended up switching schools. And so I had known that he had
humiliate her.
Huh?
What did he do?
I guess someone brought it up at the party, and they just started making fun of her to the point where she couldn't be around anyone because everybody knew. And I had known that he had been with a lot of partners in the past, and I hadn't interfered now because I try to butt out of relationships, and he has been making an effort to be a good boyfriend, which is not something he's used to. But last night, when we were at another party, she had said that he had wanted to do this for a while, and tonight, or that night, last night would be the night, and so they were going to go off and do it. And so...
How old are these people?
She's a year older than me. She's going to be a freshman, and he's a sophomore in college now. Mm-hmm. And so, this happened or whatever, and I'm debating.
What's your question?
I'm debating whether or not I should tell her to, kind of warn her that he, about what kind of emotional things could happen or, physically.
Well, a couple things. All right, go ahead and send up a flare about the potential of sexually transmitted diseases. I think that's appropriate. And anybody considering this sort of thing, especially when you know the guy's been around a lot. That's just courtesy, I would think. But
like I said, I am the mother.
Why?
All right,
you're
Jane,
you're so in over your head with this stuff. What is that all about? Your boundaries are just so poor.
You're at the deep end of the underpants, Jane.
I mean, you're so involved in other people's stuff needlessly and in inappropriate ways.
Yeah, but I gotta say, if you're gonna be involved, this is the area. It's a hell of a lot better than their financial status.
I need to explain something. This is not something that I purposely put myself into.
You were parentalized as a child. How did that happen? How did you become the mother in your family?
Go, Drew.
The mother in my family.
How did you become mom? By the time you were 12.
I'm not the mother in my family. I do have both parents. I was not abused. I'm the advice person.
How did you become a parent? Why did your parents need you to be the parent?
I don't know.
Hey, Drew, we'll do a good cop, bad cop. Hey, baby, I'm on your side. Now, listen, I understand what it's like. I had an older sister. She got in a little trouble. My mom smoked a little weed, locked herself in the room. I understand what it's like to pick up the slack. So you have yourself a younger brother, younger sister?
I have an older brother and a younger brother. We're 4 years apart.
Mm-hmm. Your folks work a lot, something like that?
My dad works. My mom is a housewife.
Housewife, huh? She hooked on soaps or the dope?
Neither.
Crank.
Neither. Hmm?
Nope.
She gave you
stereotypical American.
had plenty of time and took care of everything.
Yep.
You never had to change, get brothers' diapers or walk them down to the park or anything.
No, we've just been raised to be very.
Okay. Did you have ice skating lessons when you were 3 and all that stuff?
No.
No.
Never had an eating disorder?
No ballet?
No eating disorder. I had ballet.
Hmm. Now we're getting on to something. Ballet, huh?
Huh?
Ballet?
Ballet, yes.
No eating disorder?
No eating disorder.
Yeah, you must not have been very good.
Nope, I'm a healthy 5'9", 135, 140 pounds.
Lesbian?
No.
All right, well, we're going to flip over all the cards here. Arlene, you...
then don't get so involved in other people's stuff.
Well, I'm...
That's enough.
It's not good for you. It's not good for them either.
Warn your friend, and then that's it. That's your last involvement. Okay?
Okay.
That's
all
it.
right.
That's not a healthy way to be.
Well, it's nice to look out for your buddies, but to play den mom...
It's not right. It's not right.
No.
And there's a reason that she needs to do that. So she won't tell us what it is, but there's something there.
If Drew and I had a flashlight in another 10 minutes with her, we really could have cracked her open. Chris, you're 21.
Hey, guys.
What's going on?
Well, can I first say that you are both brilliant men?
Thank you. I'm tired of being the dumb one, personally.
Well, you have your own wit about you.
Chris, what's going on?
Well, I've never heard a compliment sold like that. I'm literally floating above the room at this point. Pinch me, Drew. I think I'm dreaming.
You might burst. Okay.
Oh,
Chris, what's going on?
Mike, did you record that? Yeah. I'm gonna put that on a cassette on a loop. I'm bring that home and listen to it. Part about him saying, "You got your own wit." Anyway, here's my problem. Chris.
Well, my problem is that I've always been like very scrawny and underweight my whole life, and I was like wondering if there's any kind of medication or supplements I can take to.
Says on the screen here you're 6'9" and 170.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
Yep.
That's gangly.
Yeah, I mean, some people are just, that's their body type. I mean, you certainly can increase your caloric intake. There are medications that will increase body mass, but they're medications. I mean, they have side effects.
Really?
Well, the anabolic steroids, androgenic steroids,
Some of that stuff you buy at the Health Nut Farm, you know, the Turbo Boost 700.
I know, listen, I think those sorts of balanced calorie increases is a smart thing. I mean, you get protein powders, egg and milk protein powders. You can get Ensure or Resource, or these sort of high caloric supplements. You can make milkshakes out of this, and you will gain weight.
What do you think about creatine?
I don't think it'll do much for you. I think you need to, in a balanced way, increase your caloric intake substantially.
Let me tell you. I'll tell you the bad news and the good news, Chris. Because believe me, I know everything. The bad news is you're a beanpole, and you will be one for a little while. The good news is Rick Ocasek nailed that Paulina, the supermodel. So that's one piece of good news. But no, you basically get a hand dealt to you physique-wise. There's plenty of short, squatty people out there with the big full-size Samoan calves, and they ain't happy. And then there's people that are the antithesis of that, and they're not happy for their own set of reasons. Better to be tall and gangly than to be short and squatty, number one. And I'll tell you why. Because all you do is fill out. Your whole life, here's how life works. You spend like your first, as a man, you spend like your first 65 years filling out. You gain like 2 pounds a year, and you just keep going, and then eventually you start to wither away. After about that age, you start, osteoporosis sets in, and things start to flare up, and you start going the other direction. you attempt to blow yourself slowly. Your jaw gets closer to your penis every year after your 65th birthday. You ever see guys like in their 90s walking around? They're actually performing. They can walk performing oral sex on themselves.
They don't care.
But they don't care. And they take their teeth out, too, which kind of makes it, makes it okay.
Absolutely grotesque.
All right.
Sitting here with every night, I still can't tolerate this.
The point is when you're 40, 38, you'll be laughing your ass off because you'll be 6'9" and 235, and you'll look great when everyone else is fat. In the meantime, you're going to be a little beanpole. Now, all you can do is dress in black, wear billowy outfits, see if you can start a band, and just drink all that junk. But you're not going to metamorphosize yourself. Is that true, Drew?
True. Not without taking risks.
Yeah, when you have an arm that's 6 feet long, it's hard just to pack muscle onto that arm.
That's right. Or to even keep the caloric supply sufficient to maintain it.
That's all right, though. Still, it's better than being short and squatty. Drew, where are you going? Julie?
I got to go call emergency room.
You got to go do what?
Emergency room.
What's going on over there?
I'll find out.
They paged you?
Yeah. You're going to sell this one.
I am? Yeah. All right, go call the emergency room. Natasha Lyonne is here from the slums of Beverly Hills. Go ahead, Julie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and read your problem because I think it's going to take you a while to get it up. Julie, you're just based on a short conversation we've had. You're 17 years old. Mom has boyfriend and hubby and can't choose.
Right.
You want to...
Well, she did choose.
all right.
She chose to be with her boyfriend.
Okay.
Which is what I wanted.
You wanted her to be with her boyfriend?
Right.
Okay.
My dad my brother wanted her to be with my dad, but I wanted her to be with her boyfriend.
Yeah, this is sort of just an extension of the problem I used to have when my family got too many blue chip trading stamp books, and we go to the store and I wanted the pup tent.
Right.
You know, me and my dad wanted the pup tent, and my sister and mom wanted the vanity with the light up mirror.
Yeah.
It's sort of the same, but it's sort of a 90s, I think, version of that.
I like igloos.
Julie, I'm going to examine what that means during the commercial break. I'm going to waste everyone's time here. Julie, and also you find this happening to you?
Well,
That's good.
ever since
Is
I
that
started-
true? Is that true?
Yeah. Ever
Okay,
since
all right, hold on. Because we got to go to break. I just wanted to get that out. So, Mom has chosen between boyfriend and dad, and now she's passed this evil gene on to Julie, and we'll examine that with Natasha Lyonne when we come back. Natasha Lyonne is here from the slums of Beverly Hills, which is out in limited engagement now, but will be out in wide release the 28th. Is that this Friday?
28th is Friday.
All right. So Friday, it's coming to a theater near you. Natasha, you've, you remember from Pee-wee's Playhouse, the
Opal.
The prime years is Opal. Heartburn. I didn't know you were in that.
Yeah.
Jeez, you must have been 6.
Jack Nicholson, Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
That was my first movie. I didn't have a speaking role, but in my resume it says I'm Meryl Streep's niece, which is it looks really good on my resume.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drew's got that in his too, but I don't know if they ever check up on it. All right. Oh boy, I'll tell you, it's a tough room.
I've been with you all day.
Drew and I had to share a dressing room at the Hollywood Square, so we've pretty much had our fill of each other. And it's only going to get worse.
Oh, yeah.
Julie.
Yeah.
You're 17, that's right. All right, so Drewly, did you hear? I'm just going to go ahead and start combining the names. It's going to save me time.
Julie, have you ever met Hugh Hefner?
What?
Have you ever met Hugh Hefner?
No.
That's too bad.
Natasha has. Natasha saw him.
And he had sorry.
No, go ahead. You saw him at Gene Simmons' party?
Yeah, last night. And he had six Playboy bunnies around him. And then they all got up, so I went to sit down in their seat, and then they said, "Excuse me, this is Mr. Hefner's seat." And it was a strip club faux pas. I screwed up big.
Yeah, there's a certain etiquette that goes on there.
Yeah.
You don't ball up the singles and throw them at the stripper's crotch, and you don't take Hef's seat.
Nope.
It's funny, Hef, it's funny that Hef, he doesn't travel with one, when you're a guy who's 73, traveling with one hot 23-year-old's enough. He has a human shield of silicone around him. It's
Yeah,
like,
it does.
you know, certain heads of state actually travel with enough bodies around them that if a bullet comes at them, it's gonna catch one of them. Hugh has that
Bounce off.
with young chicks. Yeah.
Spring a leak.
Hey, Julie.
Yeah.
All right. So your mom had to decide between her boyfriend and your dad,
Right.
and she chose the boyfriend.
Right.
And I'll predict that Julie's doing the same kinds of stuff in her relationship. Is that the question?
Yeah.
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 Like, I've been seeing this guy for 2 years.
Never underestimate parents, the impact your behavior will have on the modeling your children will manifest.
So unfair.
It's the way it is.
So what do you got going?
You can't stay faithful to one guy, basically, right?
No. I've been with him for 2 years, and I've been completely faithful to him.
Until.
And we were engaged. And everything was going fine, and then I kind of, like, looked at what my mom was going through, and I don't want to sit back and, like, be her and be like, well, what if I had waited, or what if I had, dated some other guys, or, because I'm only 17, that's a complete commitment.
Absolutely.
And I told him this, and he's like, I was like, I want to be able to, like, have the freedom to see other guys, even though I may not use it. I just want to.
No, that never works.
That's not gonna work.
Never works, Julie.
And but
That never works. Listen, stop right there. You got to break up if you want to see other guys.
it's not that I want to see other guys. I love them to death, but I don't want to be like, you know what I'm saying? What if? And he's like, well, it's all or nothing.
How old is he?
And he's 19.
Well, your instinct, I think, is a healthy one to not want to get stuck in a relationship at your age. Definitely a healthy one not to want to get married at your age.
Right.
So why don't you let this thing die a natural death? I mean, that's sort of what's happening here, even though you don't want to admit it to yourself.
I know, but I love him, and I don't want
Yeah,
to.
sure.
I just don't want to be like, what?
You don't want to be alone, is what you don't want to be. And every 17-year-old gets to go through this. And everyone looks back on those relationships and says, thank God.
But
that wasn't where I
a
started.
long time.
Listen, I did that when I was 28.
I can't just throw all that away.
Sure you can.
You can't.
Well, it's like saying, I graduated junior high, but I can't just leave that all behind me.
But he loves
yeah, you can.
me too.
I think you can. Leave Mr. Saponzi, Mr. Walters behind you in the shop class.
Nobody wants to hurt one another, and it will hurt you and him ending this relationship. But sometimes it's just the natural history of what has to happen.
But it's like everything's been going fine till now. I'm just so confused.
Well, maybe it's the stuff with your mom's brought some of this on, there's no doubt, but it's not an abnormal situation.
It's funny, though. She sort of found the right guy to fit her chaos, because this is a guy who's going to put the screws to her.
Or would hang in with her while she does this stuff.
Yeah.
Screw up the relationship.
This, I need time to find myself while I'm banging your friends theory, not a strong one in relationships. Never known it to work out, unless everyone was really high on drugs and couldn't remember.
It doesn't matter.
Right. Okay. Natasha, you okay? You want some reading material over there?
She's going to sleep.
Can we get you like some kind of crossword puzzle or something to keep you occupied?
No, I'm doodling. It's fine. I give myself a new tattoo.
Oh, you all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Jay.
Yeah.
You're 16.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good.
I was just wondering, I got a couple of fairly quick questions for you guys. First off is, I guess it was Wednesday night. I got home from football practice, and I felt like an irritation in my penis. So I decided to take a look at it, and it looks like... See, I'm not
Natasha, guys preoccupied about this with amazing frequency. Especially at that age, that's about all they're thinking about.
Penis irritation in football?
It's just penis.
I don't know.
They're worried about it.
It was really, like, burning and irritating, so...
Well, are you circumcised?
Yeah, no, I'm not circumcised.
Or is it under the skin that it was irritating?
Yeah, it was like...
So this is being in football pads and not doing the right hygiene and that sort of thing. You get funguses in there and irritation from...
Yeah.
The 2-a-days can be rough on the prepuce.
Yeah.
Because it feels like it's like literally split open under there, under the head.
Yeah, yeah. You might... Yeah, I mean...
Foreskin. It's not good.
One of the things you can do
2-a-days.
is... I mean, you obviously got to be very conscientious with how you clean things. You might even use a little hydrogen peroxide.
Where are you calling from, Jay?
Mesa, Arizona.
No! Oh,
hot.
All right, so... And
Penis country.
Black helmets.
Oh, yeah, that's great, yeah. You had to get on the nights. That's got to suck.
Yep, it's...
Listen, I played high school football, and it was in the San Fernando Valley, which is probably the only place that's cooler than Mesa or wherever.
Yeah.
Mesa's the only place that's hotter, you mean?
All right, Drew, can you I think I stated my point, for Christ's sake. It was 100 where I practice, and it's 115 where Jay practices, and this is a god-awful summer, and I think about it every time I walk out of the house in this weather. I was thinking about it tonight. When you play football, this is when what they call two-a-days start, which is you have a morning practice and you have a late afternoon practice, and the deal is the morning one will go from like 9:30 to noon or 12:30 or something like that, and then you'll get back in your pads again at like 3 or 4. And the idea is to try to miss the midday heat. But let me tell you, anyone who's been in Mesa in August, it's plenty hot at 3:30 and 4, and you climb into a wet uniform because you sweat it all up from the first two-a-day, right?
Yep, stinky close.
Right.
You get in there, but it feels good though.
All right, so keep things. All right, but you got to keep things real dry. Like even use a hairdryer to dry the area off.
That's going to get a little ridicule from the other guys.
I'm not saying do it in the locker room, but
and don't make the mistake of using the one with the brush attachment.
But if that doesn't work,
guys will love that one.
You might want to see a doctor about it. It could be a fungus.
Hey, Liberace, when you're done styling the pubes, maybe want to hit the sled for a while, huh?
Yeah, get a couple dreadlocks in there.
Wait, what? Ew, what's Gold Bond for?
You dump it down there. Whose phone's ringing?
It's not mine.
Hey, Jay, what position you play?
Defensive end.
All right. How's that three-point stance looking?
Yeah.
Looking good?
So,
you gonna make varsity this year?
Yeah, I hope so.
All right.
Really hope to, but...
All right, Jay, that's it. Keep it clean. Keep it
dry.
Clean and dry.
All right.
All right. It's like being in the military. Andrew.
Hi.
You're 23.
23.
Yeah. What's going on?
I just had a question for Dr. Drew. Basically, like, I've always been really interested in, like, psychology and philosophy, and, I endlessly read about it and just really, really into it. And then I started, when I was, like, in high school or a little younger, I didn't really take any drugs, but I started taking LSD and basically mixing it with...
let me check with Drew for a second. Is that a drug? They can count that as a drug now?
You can count.
Oh.
Count that in.
Boy, so you can't take anything anymore.
No, I started mixing it with, like a lot of things I was reading, and basically, like, I've read a couple books on LSD psychotherapy, and
dated when? Dated circa 1978?
1960,
yeah, basically, like...
That's all way outdated stuff.
Right, that's why I was more interested in talking to you, because I've had some extremely out there experiences, and like, I try to talk to my friends at Trip about it, and most of them really have no idea what I'm talking about, but they're really eager for me to basically try some of the experiments. Or
what are some of the experiments?
Well, basically, like, I've read about the atypical bad trips and how people are afraid of them, and how...
Atypical bad trip is the best thing that can happen to you.
Right.
Because that's what stops you from using more acid.
Well...
What is the atypical bad trip? A really bad trip? A severe bad trip?
Yeah, basically when fear just dominates the trip.
But isn't that just a bad... Hold on.
Bad trip.
That's a bad trip, right?
Yeah, but I found that if you can set them off, and I always set them off whenever I take it, so I have basically a bad trip every time I take it, but they're extremely powerful and really intense, and like some of the insights or, interconnections or basically significance behind different events, makes itself clear.
Like, give us an example.
Okay, well, like, basically I'd say the most powerful one I had is, like, I'll take the acid, then tie myself up, and then basically like turn out the lights or put on some static for music or put the TV on static, things like that. And if you basically like meditate while you're in that kind of state, then when you switch on the lights, it's typical acid where you see, demons or spirits. And
what does that do for you?
Well, it scares the hell out of you.
What does that do for you? Why is that a good thing?
Well, I don't know. I guess it's like some sort of addiction to the feeling of the overcoming of it. That's the feeling that I want to recreate every time.
Well, it's like you're literally facing your demons by creating your demons.
Bringing them to face me, then I dead on confront them. And
all right, didn't I just say that, Stoner?
Yeah, I don't smoke pot.
All right. Well, you're playing Russian roulette. I mean, and the issue with LSD is a cumulative one. the problems I see people get into is not because of a bad trip. It's because of having lots of good ones and continuing to use it.
Right.
And then eventually, the most, aside from personality changes and some thought disturbances and some cognitive changes, which are real variable, the consistent thing I see is chronic mood disturbances, severe depressions that often don't come on for many years until after you stop using. And then they are persistent and intractable.
I used to have like some serious problems with depression, just basically staying in bed for days and days, and by doing a lot of this, it's helped me to work through a lot of it. Like I've had an experience where I like saw some basically, heat at a distance. It looks quavering. I've seen myself walk through something like that, and he started explaining basically events in my life that were going to take place, and he also, for hours on end, detailed a book that I was going to write. And of course, it could be some sort of, subconscious thing where it's something that I already know I was going to do or wanted to do, and it's just basically making itself obvious.
Well, let's say it wasn't. Who would he have been?
Well, though it may sound crazy, I can see all the basically metaphors behind it, but he said that he was from a few years into the future.
All right. So you're on drugs when you do this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You're having a biological discharge of your brain.
Yeah.
That may or may not be an interesting experience for you, but that will, in all probability, have things that affect you or a consequence that will affect you the rest of your life. And it may not start really getting into you, really experiencing it until you're about 30. Yeah,
but listen, Andrew, let me ask you a quick sort of rhetorical question. When you go to sleep at night and you have dreams, those appear to be fairly real. Do you believe those are some message that are being delivered from some time that has not yet happened, or you just dream it? Is your mind just sort of working while you're out?
Well, basically the way I see it, it's all those things at once. It's a metaphor for something, and it's also real. Like, I'm basically, dreams are basically just as valid as day-to-day life.
I agree with that.
Hold on, wait a second.
I'm sorry.
Go read if you want to read some.
Listen, I dreamed my car got stolen. It got towed. That was my last dream I had.
It could happen.
Well, it could happen, but it doesn't factor into whether it's going to happen or not.
Man, dreams are powerful stuff.
Andrew, read stuff on.
They are?
What?
They're powerful in terms of interpreting what is going on and what you're thinking of, but I don't think they're powerful in terms of it's a premonition of getting your car towed.
Depends what kind of person you are, if you have some sort of psychic ability or not. If you
Andrew,
believe in
there's
any
a
of that
book called Consilience out there right now that about 50, 60 pages into it goes through a nice little sequence about where dreams come from and gives some references, and you can sort of use that as a starting point if you want to understand what the biological events are that have been proven that lead to these phenomena that you experience.
He just needs an erector set.
Or he needs a relationship.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. That's it. Wait a minute. Where was he real fast? I just want to talk to him. What line was he on? Sorry. Hey, Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get laid.
Huh?
You into the guys?
Am I gay?
Yeah.
No.
Huh?
No.
Seriously?
Yeah.
All right. You got to get yourself a woman then.
I have a girlfriend.
Really?
Yeah.
What's her name? Starla?
Her name is Bonnie.
Okay. Is she all right?
She's basically as into it as I am.
Uh-oh. Just blindly in the blind.
What kind of music do you guys listen to?
What?
What kind of music do you listen to?
We like just basically what we're both really interested in, and is like bands like Download or Music for Cats, where it's like a lot of noise music.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's, there's no real lyrics to it, or there's no real beat or anything like that. It's experimental.
All right, here's my mission for you. You get drunk, you start listening to John Tesh or Yanni.
Oh, God.
There's no lyrics. It's a different kind of high. But it's a more positive direction. Isn't it, Drew? Yeah, okay. Natasha Lyonne is here, and she's going to be here. I'll keep her awake during the commercial, and we'll be back. Natasha Lyonne is here. She's known as Juice Spice. She was just telling us that during the break. Dr. Jew is next to me. Phone number. Forget that.
God, that was evil.
I got to tell you, we were just talking about, I'm doing Howie Mandel tomorrow, and they called, somebody dropped out. basically.
Why else would they have you?
Right. That's my point. And I got a call from K-Rock, the home base radio station here for Loveline, and about 6 o'clock on Friday night, and I had a whole bunch of messages on my machine. Here's my deal. I don't have a pager, and I don't check my machine, and I like to leave and be out all day. So I was doing something very important. I was at the model airplane remote control airport, watching a bunch of drunk guys who were unemployed flying around these little Piper Cubs. But the point is I got home and there's a whole bunch of messages and everyone's real desperate and they need to talk to me. And somebody dropped out of Howie Mandel's show, which is for tomorrow, and they needed a replacement guest. So I said, oh, fine, tell the person to call me. And the person from Howie Mandel's show called me and said, Adam, can you do it on Monday? And I said, yeah, what time? Like 2 o'clock. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not doing anything. And I'll do it. Oh, that is great. Great. You excited? You excited to be here? It's all that BS TV talk where they try to whip you up because everyone's scared they're going to lose their job. And they think if they rub your belly fast enough and get your leg moving, you're going to somehow kickstart their career. So I said, and I make everyone nervous during any of these pre-interviews because I talk like I'm on a Quaalude and a fifth of Jack. You know, I'm like,
what's only a pint?
I think I talk slow on the radio. You ought to hear me at home when I'm in my bathrobe. I'm like comatose. So I'm like, yeah, I'm Mando. And she says, so you excited? And I say, well, I'm flattered that you asked me to come on, and, you know, it's not for about 3 days, so I'm going to reserve the excitement until Monday. But I'm not, excited, but I'm still happy and flattered that you asked me to come on. She goes, well, we're excited to have you. And I said,
okay.
Listen, cut the BS. Somebody dropped out. No, we're really excited to have you, though. I said, well, listen, I just got a phone call and said somebody dropped out. Chris Hardwick, of all people, who hosted this. It was a friend of mine, actually, and that's why, because he told his publicist.
Check out Adam.
Go check. Chris has a sitcom coming up on, I think it's UPN or WBU or something. And he told his publicist, yeah, why don't you get Adam? He's funny. So Hardwick dropped out. He used to host Singled Out on MTV. And now I'm in. We're excited to have you, though. Really. Imagine if you'd gotten Hardwick. You would have busted a nut. Imagine how giddy you would have been if you'd actually gotten the guy you wanted to be on the show.
Yeah.
That would have been a whole different level of excitement. Please. This industry's just so full of crap. Excited to have you. Yeah, excited to have it. And by the way, believe me, 15 minutes before that was Adam who? Is he the doctor? Wait, which is that? Well, hold on. He's what? Yeah, as a matter of fact, the person that called, I was on the other line and said, is the doctor in? And I said, no, I'm on the other line. Hold on a second. I got the phone. I was like, I got to talk to these people. And I'll call you back. Get back up. Hello? Is the doctor in? I said, I think you may be thinking of my partner. You're not the doctor? Oh. I said, no, I'm not. I'm the other host. Oh, okay. I was confused. It's like, okay. But you're how excited are you again? Let's just go over the excitement part.
They offered me tickets to see Howie Mandel play Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah. To go. And Hush Puppies and everything.
Well, I'll take the Hush Puppies. The special I could do without. Christine.
Yep.
You're 15.
Yep.
Listen, I'm funny enough. I don't need to sit around and watch some guy blow a glove up on his head.
Christine, what's up?
No, she's 15.
Well, I just wanted to say that you guys are great. I listen to you all the time. I'm such a devoted listener, and you guys help me with so many of my problems.
Oh, good.
Thanks.
And I've got a little problem. Actually, it's a big problem. And 6 months ago in March, well, just about 6 months ago, I had sex with my boyfriend, and I got pregnant. And then last month, I had an abortion, and I told everybody that I had a miscarriage. And they believed me, and I was really amazed, but they did. And me and my boyfriend haven't talked since about 3 days after we had sex. And when I talked to him about if I was pregnant or not, he told me that if I had an abortion, then he would get mad at me and everything, and that he wasn't going to let me do it, and that he would fight to get the child. And when I asked him where I would be in the picture, he told me that I would come around every once in a while.
How old is your boy?
He was 15 and I was 14. I just had my birthday.
Really?
You think it's a load of crap, or you think, he really is an asshole?
What would his motive be?
Well, maybe he just doesn't understand the whole situation. He's just panicking and trying to strong-arm her a little bit. Or is he really...
I'm going with a-hole.
All right.
Well, the weird thing was that after we broke up the next month, he went out and screwed my best friend and got her pregnant.
Okay, well...
I mean, it's
boy,
not like...
I want guys like that treated like criminals.
Yeah.
Just taken off the street.
Well, I mean, and...
Or at least...
sterilized.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I should, tell him the truth or not, because I haven't talked to him for 5 months.
He's not your boyfriend anymore.
Well, I know, but I mean,
it's not up to him. This is your decision.
All right. Well,
nothing to do with him. This guy's a...
It's got a little something to do with him, but I would say that in this... listen, the ends justify the means. Is that going to work here?
But the way...
What I'm saying is he's an idiot. He's an a-hole. God knows we don't want him playing Papa to anybody. I don't want this guy raising a hamster.
Right.
Well, that's why I decided to get an person.
Why though would you need to involve yourself any further with this guy?
Well,
he's out of the picture.
I don't know. It's kind of like a guilt trip thing.
Christine?
A what?
Christine, stop. This guy's out of the picture. You don't need...
He's got a new kid, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, he's not born yet, and...
You don't need jerks like this in your life.
Is she going to have this kid?
Well, I'm not sure. She says that she is, but I thought I was too, and...
Stay the hell away from these people.
Tell her to get an abortion,
Get on the pill. You're 15. Oh, my God. Yeah, I was just reading down tonight on the risks of teen pregnancy and sexual abuse. It's like 85%, so you want to see if she fits in that category?
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Any sexual abuse, Christine?
Oh, no. I've led a really happy life, and so has my family.
No.
My parents did get divorced when I was about 7.
You know what I'm talking about? You really have an obsession with sexual abuse.
Well, no, you didn't live a happy life and get pregnant at 15. Just not the way it is. It doesn't work like that.
Well, I know. I thought it was kind of weird, too, but I mean, and then when I tried to talk to my mom about it, she, came unglued and pissy and everything, which I can understand, but I mean...
Your parents divorced when you were 7, right?
Yeah, but then she got remarried, a year later.
What's he been like?
He's great. He's always so awesome. Okay. And, I mean...
Where's your real dad?
I have no idea.
What's his deal?
Well, last time I heard, he got my mom pregnant when she was 16 with me, and he left her and everything because he beat her a lot. And
okay, not consistent with Ozzy and Harriet life, typically.
There wasn't an episode where Ozzy beat the F out of Harriet?
No, it's not in there.
I mean, what is this stereotypical Ozzy and Harriet life?
It's not what she's describing.
I guess so, but I mean, it seems pretty common.
It is common, but it's not healthy.
I know.
There's a lot of things that are common.
I know.
That's why 15-year-olds get pregnant.
It's a 6.
Drew, didn't she just get done saying that she had a fabulous childhood?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess relatively to she could have been. Look, I have no idea.
The point is her dad was beating the crap out of her mom, and that's a certain kind of trauma.
And people sometimes discount what happened before they were 5 when they are the most open to these traumas. That's when these have the most significant influence on what they do later.
Oh, that explains a lot for me about myself.
All right. Oh, boy. We could do a whole other show on that.